Hello lovelies! Today I'm going to show you Lumiya Viewer for Second Life on Android. And so when you first log in, this is the screen that you see, and I'm going to turn it horizontally just so you can see it better. So first up is this list of your friends and any active chats that you might have. Next is all of your friends, whereas the first one only showed your online friends. I keep my friends list pretty little. And then your groups tab, and then the next one is nearby. And it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And if you click the top left menu button, it'll give you a drop down menu, and the next option is 3D view. And this does take quite a long time to load because the processor on the phone, it's not nearly as good as a computer, and not all mesh loads all the way. There's problems with alpha masks and that kind of thing, but I mean, you get the basic idea of it. And the controls are kind of rigid, to be honest. And from the 3D menu, you have some buttons up at the top that are shortcuts. You have one for chat, one for outfits, which I don't have any saved. The next one is a zoom tool kind of thing to search all of the objects. And as you can see on the top left there, you can interact with all of those. And also the other menu on the right gives you additional options. And moving around is kind of rigid. You swipe the screen to zoom or zoom out or in, and if you hold your finger down on an item, you can get a pop-up menu, and then you choose what you want to do. And to go back, you have to use your phone's function to go back. Next tab is objects, and this is supposed to work, but I can never get it to work. But if you type in shelf, it's supposed to show you everything around you, but yeah, it doesn't work for me. Next tab is your inventory, and it's all alphabetized, and it's pretty straightforward. You're still able to do all of the things that you could on a regular viewer on the computer. It just does take a while longer. So as you see here, I am opening up a texture, a photo, and it took quite a bit longer than just, double clicking it. You have to click on several things to get there, and unfortunately you cannot save any photos that I found from Lumiya to your phone. Next tab in the menu is the mini map, pretty straightforward. Not at all detailed. You don't get all the geography things that you can on a laptop. Next option is teleport home, but since I'm already home, I'm not going to click that. So the next one is the My Avatar menu. Here is the basic overview of your account, and you can click on to view your profile. And of course, all the fancy characters that I have on my profile do not show up on Lumiya Viewer, sad face. But yeah, it just shows your pics, your groups, and your first life, of course, as the rest of them do. The next one is search, and this is where you search for people, places, or groups. Once again, it only works part of the time. You have to type in very specific things to get it to work. Next is settings, and this is how you pretty much just how the viewer or the client works for you. So I log in a start location, and if you don't want people to have your username, you can turn that off. Auto reconnect and connection attempts and that kind of thing is what is in this menu. I always have a problem backing out of this menu, so that's why it took me a second there. And you have to click the back button on your phone, and I always forget that. Next is the appearance menu. I have it pink, of course, and then split screens. You can do two different screens at once, but it gets kind of confusing. And so yeah, the next one is chat and messages. You can enable voice, which I had totally forgot until I started to record this, and here are some additional options. And I have an auto response that I have just so people know that I might miss their messages if I'm logged on. It doesn't mean that I'm always necessarily by my phone or by my computer. So here's my message that I have to everybody, because I usually don't use Lumiya, but when I do, I sometimes forget it's on. So next up is the 3D view. You can customize how good your graphics are, but as I said before, it's not nearly as fancy as being on the computer, but you can fine-tune some things to make it a better experience, just depending on what kind of phone you have. I have the Galaxy S8, and so it works pretty well overall. It also has RLV in the menu. I don't ever use this on my laptop, so I never use that on mobile. And then you can clear your location and your texture cache. And then you can sign out. And that's Lumiya Viewer for Second Life on Android. Thank you for watching. Toodles!